Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing another Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This was sent in by Slade X, or Git Crumper, as he's known today. Gotta crump them gits, guys. Gotta crump them gits. So here it is, Greenskins against Lizardmen, and this could be a real hard one for Greenskins with their low leadership. It can be really rough. So here you can see the Ragnarok Queen. She does have anti-large now as of the latest patch, so you know, really got to remember that because it is huge in this matchup. Because having something that can go toe-to-toe with the big monsters and actually be really good at it, you know, is fantastic. Because Ragnaroks were quite a cool tool to try and fight off dinosaurs, but they just get ripped apart by carnosaurs, you know. They need that anti-large bonus to sort of help them out in those engagements. Also, Gore is here. Gore is brilliant when accompanied by an Ragnarok because it gives him a really good bodyguard. It means things can't really goon him because there's an Ragnarok covering him. So it actually works out great. So Gore can be in combat the entire time, generating war and hitting really hard. So he's actually super useful when accompanied by something massive with so much mass. It's great. Also here to 8-peat loonies, these guys are obviously unbreakable, which is super useful. So no terrifying away for them. Also, we got an Orc Shaman and a Night Goblin Shaman. So the Orc Shaman, you can see, has Brain Burster, which is really nice for killing just the cheaper things, the skinks. You can get through hordes of stuff very quickly. Also here, you can see Vindictive Glare, because of course. And also, is that Sneaky Stabbing, as I see, or is that Itchy Nuisance? Sneaky Stabbing, adding some extra armor piercing and melee attack, which is really good. And here you can see the Ragnarok Queen's about to summon some spiders. So where's the rest of the army? The rest of the army, this is kind of what we're here for. It's Squigs. It's a few Squigs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Squig Herd, 5 units of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and Dirkit Squigs. It's all Squigs, so all these guys have got armor piercing, which makes them really useful. All the back line has poison. They're also a little bit quicker with 82 speed, which is pretty damn good. That will be able to outrun any skirmishers or anything. So chameleon skins can't just bother you all day. Nope, you can catch them out pretty well with these guys and kill them pretty quickly with that anti-infantry bonus. They're all anti-infantry, but all that armor piercing is massive, and a charge bonus of 40 on the Squig Herd means they'll actually hit some pretty armored targets pretty quickly, but they're all sort of middling armor. In fact, the Squig Herd have way more than Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, but still, they can just get on top of things so quickly, and there's so many of them. Look at this. Look at all these Squigs. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm so happy about it. So a lot of fun things in this one. So, right, the other army. I always don't want to talk about the other army, because, I mean, Squigs, right? So anyway, you can see a load of chameleon skinks, so a ton of those. Like I said, can't outrun any of these Squigs. So they can do some great damage. They're very good at damaging these kinds of units, but this many, they can never kill them quick enough before they get caught. So more skink skirmishers there. Horned ones, though, at the top. These horned ones are just so robust. They've got such great stats generally that they will be able to just, if they get the charge in anything, wipe it out so fast. Also here, red-crested skinks, skink cohorts, Saurus warriors in the middle, led by Tic-Tac-Toe, which I'm not sure is really the meta here, but it's nice to see him, you know? It's nice to see him. It's a real rough matchup for Lizardmen, so it's nice to see someone experimenting a bit, not just going for the true and tested builds that are just going to win every time. So really cool to see that. Big respect there. And also, Cohort of Sotek in the back. Nice to have something unbreakable too on the other side. So, speeding things up, War has been procced, and that means the Squigs are going to be going even faster, which is pretty great. Off they go. Oh, come on. Get in there. So, horned ones, they are getting a charge on these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and they're basically wiped out without doing a thing. Same over here, they are just getting caught out so hard. Squig Herd, though, charging in, good charge bonus. Transformation of Ganossa has been used because there is a Skink Priest of Beasts, but in the middle and on the edges, you can see, yeah, these Saurus warriors are getting pretty crushed. And you can see spider hatchlings being used to chase off the chameleon skinks. So more units are trying to come in to help. In the middle, you can see Tic-Tac-Toe jumped in, probably a mistake. Feral Manticore trying to do what it can to the Ragnarok Queen. Here, there are some chameleon skinks that seem to have been dragged into combat a little bit. But the 8-peak loonies are charging in now as well over here. And a beautiful Vindictive Glare doing some good damage to the Skink Priest of Beast. Good start whittling him down. Especially because Tic-Tac-Toe was fairly caught out here, but he has managed to escape, and now the Squig Hoppers are going for the chameleon skinks. And this whole flank basically crushed. All the Lizardmen got completely torn apart there. There are the Cohort of Sotek, but as long as these guys aren't rampaging, you can just pull them out away. I'd say just pull all of these guys away and just get on top of these more expensive units, because you don't want these guys getting you one at a time, because you saw that charge from the Horned ones, wiped out a unit straight away. These Horned ones, though, that received a lot of charges from Squigs, they did take a lot of damage, so you really want to just pull all the units over here and just use your overwhelming numbers to just smash these expensive units, because There's no way the cohort of Sotek will be able to catch up to you. But sadly, both of them have rampaged now, so they won't be able to pull them out of there. So, another transformation of Gettin has been used, which is surprising. Usually it's timed so the first Feral Manticore will dissolve while the second one appears, but nope, not today. So here, Chameleon Skinks having a tough time. Horned One still running amok in the back, and the Ragnarok Queen is starting to take some damage. 8 Pete Loonies though, they're doing some good work, getting some good damage with their fanatics. Very, very nice. Over here, there are some Skink Skirmishers being left alone, and these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers have returned and can come back in. Here you can see Spider Hatchlings still on the move. Try to pin down these Horned Ones for a bit, and now Squig Herd are coming in. The Squig Herd, good charge bonus, good armor piercing. If they can get a charge on these Horned Ones, they can start doing some damage. Over here you can see these Horned Ones, they're in a bit of trouble. You know, Grimgore in here, he's doing some really good work to them, and suddenly these Horned Ones are starting to look a little bit injured too. Look at that. Starting to take some serious damage, and it's those charges. It's those charges are really good. Bit of a sort of, I don't know, you wind them up and let them go. Not Spider Hatchlings, the Squig Herds. This whole army, just, you know, quickly wind it up and then release and just let it smash things. Here, beautiful Brain Burster doing some good work to these skink cohorts that were all lined up especially for him, and Tic Tac Toe is trying to shut down this Orc Shaman so that Brain Burster will stop. So, over here, bit of a mosh pit going on. Bit of a mosh pit. But it looks like Grimgore has actually managed to caught out the Skink Priest, so he's taking some pretty big damage by the looks of it. Oh, a lot of people being pushed about, though. There are still Horned Ones in here. Despite all odds, there are still some Horned Ones. So, over here, the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers are able to get away from the cohort of Sotek, who are using Refuse to Die to keep their model counts high, so you may as well just run away. Might as well just run off. Let them waste their time. So, Horned Ones try to pull out, and they actually get the charge off on the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and that is how you kill the Squigs. You get the charge on them. That's how you've got to do it. But over here, Tic Tac Toe trying to deal with the Arachnarok Queen, but at this point, there's not really much they can deal with the Arachnarok Queen. The Horned Ones are the only things that can do it. But the Horned Ones, they had to be used to kill the Squigs, because there was nothing else here that could kill the Squigs quick enough to stop them from just, well, snowballing? Space hopping, I guess. So, yeah, it's not looking great. You know, with those Horned Ones wrapped up now, and rampaged as well, they're just going to get whittled down by the last of the Squigs, and there'll be nothing to stop the Arachnarok Queen. So, another Vindictive Glare hitting Tic Tac Toe for some nice damage. Load of units starting to return, but the Orc Shaman did shatter. And, oh, Dirkit Squigs are on their way back in. Lovely, lovely stuff. And, yeah, Cohort of Sotek looking very, very injured. And so are the Horned Ones. Tic Tac Toe, he's trying to deal with the Night Goblin Shaman. But he's broken too. He's broken. He's shattered. That's army losses, guys. That's army losses. Just Grimgore being on pretty much full health. The Arachnarok Queen being on half health. That's a huge amount of value, just those two units. So it's going to affect the balance of power tremendously, just those two. Also, Night Goblin Shaman still on high health as well. They're not that expensive, but it all adds up. And it will shift the balance of power, especially when all the Lizardmen units have such little health left. So here you can see Cohort of Sotek. Yep, very few units left. It's just them against the world. I mean, that's all that's left. So they decide to give that a miss. Yeah, I don't blame them. There's no way. But God, just little orange balls all over the landscape. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's hilarious. I love it. Git Crumper, you're my new favourite. This was just magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I'm not sure it's tournament legal. No, but I mean, in a matchup like this, who cares, right? It's Greenskins against Lizardmen. It is so difficult for Greenskins usually. It's a real uphill battle. So, just going all in with something a little bit crazy, that can often be the difference between a win or a loss in these kinds of matchups. You know, if the Lizardmen had a slightly different build, you know, that was sort of better prepared to deal with Squig Hoppers, then all of these Squig Hoppers could have died immediately, and this could have been, you know, as one-sided the other way. You know, if it was more Horned Ones, there's more cavalry, or not even Horned Ones, just a load of Cold One Knights, you know, making the majority of the force. If it's Krokgar running around instead of Tic Tac Toe, you know, there are ways this could have been changed that would have been pretty typical, and this would have probably been absolutely crushed. But that's the thing with matchups like this. Sometimes you just have to risk it. You just have to roll the dice, bring something totally unexpected, because you might get a surprise victory out of it. And that's a great way to get a victory in something that's usually impossible. Don't try and go with the sensible bets. Don't go with the stuff that, you know, does quite well, but might not perform as well as you'd like, you know. Don't try and get, like, a good loss. Just roll the dice and see what happens. Either lose horrifically or win tremendously. Those are your two options, go for it. And often it pays off, and this just proves that. And I just think it's wonderful. This army is just absurd, absolutely absurd. So I absolutely love it. So guys, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.